Hello and welcome to today's episode of Mimosas and Marketing. I'm glad you're here, and we are going to talk today about balancing work and home for those of us who do work either out of our homes or we're working while also raising a family. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to get right into today's content. Now, for those of you who don't know, I am a mother of three. I have a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. I also work out of my home. This is my home office. I would love to say that I work out of this direct space more often than not, but with three little very busy bodies, sometimes I find myself upstairs in the living room or at the kitchen table, or even sometimes in my room just to find a moment of quiet. What I want to give you today is a little bit of advice when it comes to balancing the things that you have to do at home, if you do work at home, with the things that you have to do for your business. A couple of things that I do is batching content. Now, we've talked about this a few times before, but batching content means putting like things together. So on days that I shoot video, I shoot them on the same day. So I shoot several videos in a row in order to get the most out of my time. I also batch my content when it comes to creating copy, which would mean typing things, writing out blogs or writing out captions for Instagram or tweets. I try and put those all together so that when I'm in the zone for creative writing space, I am actually focused and dedicated to that time. Now, what do I do with the kids? It's a great question. A lot of the time I have to do work around their schedules because they are so little. It does take a little bit out of the time that one would usually be working. So a normal 9 to 5 is not normal 9 to 5 for me. Usually I wake up super early in order to get a little bit of time for myself and have a nice warm cup of coffee. And then I move on with my day. I try and set things up the night before. So breakfasts are made the night before. Clothes are picked out the night before. Baths are taken for the kids the night before so that when we get up in the morning, especially on a school day, things just flow from one to the other. That gives me a little bit of time where when the kids are having breakfast that we have set out before and doing it independently, I can check email or get a little bit of work done for clients or for posting because I do social media marketing. And a lot of that includes me posting on the pages for my clients. Now, once that time is over and we get into the time where they're supposed to be going to school, we have a lot of drop off, it's back and forth. I can't be on phone calls then. So I try and batch my phone calls for the afternoon when my kids will be either napping or at quiet time. Now that my oldest is in school full day, that does give me just 2 little humans that I need to take care of during that time. But as they both nap still, I can use that, 2 hours or 2.5 hours, or if I'm so lucky, 3 hours to actually buckle down and get work done only. Now, that time that I have in the afternoons is spent directly on client work. So making phone calls, sending emails, connecting with people. I have to do those things from the comfort of my home because this is where my office is and my kids are here. It also might behoove you when you're doing things like this or you're working from your home to actually create a space and use it as much as you can. That means I'm working here. So when I'm in this space, I am working and I am focused on what I need to do for my business. When I'm upstairs in the kitchen, I'm probably making lunches or getting snack or trying to clean something up. So that's not really a conducive space for working. But I do try to kind of carve out a little bit of space if needed up there that is just for me to work. So at the counter, I've got a corner of the counter that's really set up for me to set my laptop up and get to work if that is necessary. The balance sometimes seems off when you're doing total 100% kid things and not 100% work things. Now, if you don't have children, you might have other responsibilities. You may be a caretaker for somebody. You may have pets. You may have a client that needs to be handled elsewhere. That doesn't mean that these tips and topics can't work for you. You just have to change them around to work for what you do. If you have an animal that is a high needs animal that you spend a lot of time with, you need to work your schedule around theirs. So if they need to go out X amount of times per day, you need to make sure you're here and ready for that. So batch time or put things in those time slots that fit. Don't create something that's going to take 2 hours and trying to shove it into a 30-minute block. It's not really going to work that way. And we all know how that goes. Also, flexibility is key. Being flexible because sometimes kids get sick, animals need more walks, or the people that we're caring for need a little bit of extra attention. That's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it because you can make that time up later. The most important thing to remember is that we have the same 24 hours in the day, but how we use them is uber important to the success of us and our businesses and the things that we're trying to create if we are artists or creatives or business people in general. So make sure that you take time to work on your business, work on those who need you, and most of all, work on yourself. because you need to spend some time in the self-care space, which might mean that you turn everything off at 6 p.m. and the rest of the night is yours for you and your family or those around you. It might mean that after the kids go to bed at 8 or so, you spend an hour or an hour and a half working just to kind of catch up on things and ready yourself for the next day. That might mean that you take weekends off now and then, if not every weekend. You don't have to be connected 24/7 in order to be successful, because you're going to burn yourself out. So let's work on not burning ourselves out, taking time for ourselves, as well as trying to get the things done that need to be done. The seasons of your life are going to change. People are going to come, they're going to go, they're going to need you a lot, they're going to need you less, and you're going to find more time to put in different areas of your life. As that is the case, give the attention where it needs to be now. And don't beat yourself up because you're not spending X amount of hours in your business right now. That's okay. You're doing what needs to be done to make sure that you have a holistic, happy, and satisfied life. If you need help in finding ways to kind of time block or figure out where you need to put your effort, or even some tips on how to make things easier when it comes to this digital marketing, social media, promotion space, I'm happy to answer any questions you might have and chat with you about that. I thank you for tuning in today. I encourage you to take time for yourself and to make sure that you're giving a good amount of time to the things that need your attention. If you have not already, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. I don't want you to miss a moment of what we're doing here on Mimosas and Marketing, and I will see you on next week's episode. Cheers.